Hello friends, this is Satish Malhotra, and on the behalf of the Keyprom Technology Private Limited, today I'm just going to talk about Model View Controller. This is a small workshop in which we are just going to have a demonstration of Model View and Controller Framework 3 with the Razor View engine in the ASP.NET applications. So the agenda of this workshop is what is the need of the MVC in ASP.NET applications, what is the concept of model view controllers, and what is the execution process. And after that we will understand the practical concept of the model view and controller, and then we will build a sample application that will be the user list, and then we will talk some queries at the end of the workshop. So let me start with this workshop with the first point, that is what is the need of the model view controller in ASP.NET. So when you are working with traditional .aspx pages and .aspx.cs pages, you are using either two-tier architecture or n-tier architecture, where you are just creating some business logic layers, some data access layers, and some user interfaces and all. So in that case you are using the web server controls as well. In the web server controls, the controls are automatically maintaining the states, the view states, which makes your application heavy. When you are working with n-tier architecture, then you make some DLL files, assemblies, which increases the that is called jittering, that when the DLL is going to be compiled, so you will increase the jittering processes and it decreases the speed of the application. So in the 2007 Microsoft has launched MVC as a beta version, and after that they have developed MVC 1, MVC 2, then MVC 3, and now they have also launched MVC 4. There is one more concept of view engines. There are two view engines available. There are many, but the more popular are two. One is the ASPX engine, and one is Razor engine. So in this workshop we are just going to talk about MVC 3 with the Razor view engine. So the first point is that what is the need of MVC. So it is a lightweight. This is the first point. And the highly testable framework. What is the meaning of highly testable framework? When you are writing your program, immediately correspondence to that programming, you are just writing your test cases in the test project. So when you are working with MVC, the system will automatically generate a test product for you, and along with your project you can write your test cases, you can write the code for the test cases, and along with your coding you can test your application. So MVC framework offers you a test driven environment to develop your application. So that is so easy. And another is that we are not using web server controls, so we are just using simple HTML controls to build this MVC view, that means the user interface. So it is quite fast and easy to download from the server, and client will feel, the user will feel it's very fast. So that's why we are using MVC. One more thing is that these applications are quite manageable. For example, if you are having a very huge project and the number of team members are many, so it will be more nice to divide your entire application into three segments, that is model, view, and controller, and each segment will be independent, and the big teams can easily divide the entire task into three segments, and that can work easily, right? So for the big projects also it is quite manageable, right? And let's have some more advantages of MVC pattern over the traditional web form patterns. So it makes easier to manage complexity by dividing an application into the model, the view, and the controller, and it does not use view state or server based forms. I'm just telling you that we are not going to use web server controls, so the application will be more fast. So it is quite ideal for the developers who want full control over the behavior of an application. Another one is that it is offering TDD, that is test driven development, for the users. And if you will look at the traditional web form pattern, the advantages of that also we are having, because every technology is having some advantages and some disadvantages. So when you are working with your web form pattern, then you are having the event model. You are having many events of each activity, and you can handle your application easily over there. So, the controls are server side controls, server based forms are there, so there's no need to have a headache of maintaining the view state sessions. All the things will be done automatically for you in the web form pattern. But in the MVC, you have to do all these things on your own. And these are some advantages of the NTR architecture, or the older one. But still, that is easy. But the new one, the new technology, the fast technology, right? So now let's have a concepts of MVC. So what is a model view and controller? But before talking about that, let's have a namespace, that is system.web.mvc, right? So let me demonstrate these all concepts with the help of an example, a sample application, which is going to offered by Microsoft in Bell in your Visual Studio 2010. So we are just going to use Visual Studio 2010 to understand the concept of model view and controller. But before that, I would like to share one information, like by default you will not have MVC3 Razor in your Visual Studio 2010. You have to install a template for Visual Studio, Visual Studio 2010 for MVC3 Razor from www.asp.net, right?